Urgent, Bitcoin has finally reached the top. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope all of you are doing well today. Today is Thursday, January 11th. We finally came across the news with the Bitcoin ETF finally being approved, and today actually being the first day of the Bitcoin ETF being traded in the stock market. So we're going to go ahead and see what actually happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin did actually go ahead and hit as high as $49,000. I actually expected more volatility, and ever since then it has corrected. So we're going to be talking about what I expect moving forward with Bitcoin. Is this the top? Is this not the top? There is some critical areas we need to go ahead and focus on. As always, not much has changed. I think more people were expecting a higher pump. It just so happens that it almost seemed like it got rejected around the 618 Fibonacci retracement that we've been talking about these last couple days. So how's it going, Goldie Crypto? Hope you're doing well today. By the way, good night, right? I'm assuming it's good night for you right now. I appreciate you for being here today, for being one of the first. I was going to go ahead and live stream earlier today, and then I looked at the market and I was like, the market's not really doing much, you know what I mean? Might as well just go to sleep. So I decided to go to sleep instead of doing all of that. I was like, yeah, I think it's best for me to catch up on some rest. It looks like the market wasn't really doing anything too impressive in my opinion. So let me go ahead and pull out my live stream on my phone. Okay, got that up and running that way so it's easier for me to read questions. Hope you're doing well today, Goldie. How are you feeling about the market, by the way? Is there any other tokens you want me to go ahead and do some TA on? In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start. What is this? I'm going to go ahead and mention everybody on chat that we are officially now live. We are now live. A shout out to Ryan too as well. Looks like Ryan's in a hospital today based on Twitter. When I was on Twitter today, looks like he's at the hospital. So I hope he's doing well, man. Hope you're doing well, Ryan, if you're watching this. Let's go ahead and we are live. What am I doing? Let's go ahead and message Ryan real quick, dude. I think he's in a hospital today. Yes, can you check OP? Of course I can. Of course I can. Let me go ahead. Could have sworn I just saw a post today that he posted. Quick recovery. So hopefully Ryan gets well, man. I don't know what's going on with Ryan, but hopefully he's good. Looks like he's in the hospital. Dab Master, how's it going, buddy? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Let's go ahead and talk about OP. We're gonna go ahead and start off with what is it called? With OP, because Goldie wanted us to do some TA. Let's see how OP is doing. Looks like the whole altcoin market's actually doing really well today. I mean, look at the crypto bubbles. Look at this. Literally everything's taking off. I even saw earlier today ETC up over 40%, I think it was. It was either 30 or 40%. So altcoins are doing very, very well. The only thing that's kind of lacking behind is Bitcoin. So still looking at the daily, I think for OP, what we want to go ahead and see is fall no lower than $3.36. That would be ideal for me if we could just go ahead and hold this, or even just, you know, as long as we don't fall below this $2.91. Ours I have slightly crossed, but now we're going to go ahead and see if we're going to have some sort of reversal as soon as we find that support to go ahead and approach $5 and above on OP, at least on the daily. If we go ahead and take a look at the 4 hourly, let's go to the 4 hourly. Okay, let's do 3 hours instead. 3 hours looks like it's about to go ahead and retest the $4.11 one more time. If we do go ahead and break past through that, we should be expecting OP with a breakout later on today approaching $4.50, and hopefully this could go ahead and be our new area support for OP at $4.19, roughly around $4.20, to go ahead and get that next leg up to the $5 mark. So it's not looking too bad right now on OP, in my opinion. On the 1 hourly, we do see some sort of resistance right now being approached. So we're going to go ahead and see how that's being handled in the next couple hours. Let's head over to the 15-minute chart now. Just go over to the smaller time frames. 15-minute chart, same thing on the 15-minute chart. It does look like the RSI is getting ready to break through on that right there and getting ready to squeeze out. So we should go ahead and see some sort of squeeze in the next couple hours for OP. So it's not looking too bad on OP. It's looking a little neutral. Weekly is looking pretty good too as well. So overall, it's looking pretty good, but we are approaching that overbought territory on the OP or on OP token. Dabmaster says ETC was up 48% at one point on the coin market cap. That's insane, man. It's pretty cold out there. I bet, man. I bet it's freaking pretty cold out there right now. Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah, I did see that when I woke up this morning. I looked at the market and I was like, that's freaking insane. Ethereum Classic at freaking at like 40-something%. You know how we were talking about, I mentioned, I was like, look, a lot of people are going to start buying all these other tokens just because they think Ethereum is the same thing as the Ethereum Classic. They're going to go ahead and hype that thing up. It's going to push up to the upside. So that's what we're actually seeing right now with Ethereum Classic, in my opinion. I do believe Ethereum Classic will continue to go up even higher, in my opinion, long term, especially with this Ethereum ETF. And now supposedly that's the news on the next thing is the Ethereum ETF. I do believe that, you know, Ethereum Classic might also probably have an ETF. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But look at that pump, literally. It's freaking nice little pump on that on Ethereum Classic. Yeah, we were talking about Pirate Coin yesterday and a few of these projects like Jito. I'm going to go ahead and upload that video later on today. But with that being said, let's go ahead and see what the news are right now at the moment. We see Cathie Wood sees Bitcoin price reaching 1.5 million by 2030 after ETF approval. Bitcoin ETF stirs optimism and dread among crypto staunchest supporters. What the heck does that mean? Algorand Foundation blockchain for real world impact. Let's see what else is interesting. Investment giant Vanguard blocks clients from buying Bitcoin ETFs. That's freaking insane. I think they mentioned because they don't want to go ahead and have any risk on with their clients, which kind of makes sense, right? Bitcoin briefly tops 49,000 before seeing the sell-off. Yeah, so this is what actually happened today. As soon as the ETF news got announced, or as soon as the ETF went live, we actually saw that Bitcoin reach a top to $49,000 after it got listed. And ever since then, the market hasn't really been doing much, right? So the question is this finally the top for Bitcoin? And are we going to be finally approaching that correction? So now that we have a little bit more data, it seems like the market's kind of not as hyped as it was these last couple days. I mean, literally these last couple days, everybody was so damn excited about the ETF. And now it seems like that optimism of the ETF has kind of been slowly dreaded down. I'm not sure how any of you feel. That's why I personally feel. I feel like this market, it's not doing much as I expected it, right? I expected the market to be a lot crazier. I expected people to be going crazy because of the market news. And it just so happens like, it just seems like people are not getting that same hype and momentum that we once had leading up to the Bitcoin ETF, right? So that's totally my opinion right now, that what we're seeing, it just doesn't seem too crazy, in my opinion, not too impressive. We do see greed at extreme greed at 76. We will be getting that update in the next 2 hours. So you will go ahead and catch me live later on today. I mean, there's not really much, to be honest, with the news. Unless any of you want to go ahead and shill some tokens, feel free to. But, you know, basically the same thing. The market hasn't really given us too much information. I mean, even the DXY, it seems like we are consolidating. As I mentioned, there was a probability that we were either going to consolidate or we're going to break down to the downside before we have a correction in the market. And it looks like the DXY is getting ready to have some sort of breakout to an upside very, very soon. We're also seeing the RSI getting ready to cross. So we're going to see if the DXY does get rejected and we do go ahead and fall below the 102 down below this end right here. We're more than likely probably going to be falling down. And if we can't find the area of support, which looks like we probably won't, there's either two case scenarios, right? We either go ahead and fall down below slightly, then we have a massive reversal. kind of like a bear or a bull trap, or we're just going to go ahead and fall all the way down to 99, where we'll go ahead and see Bitcoin make new all-time highs. But not really much has been going on in the market. DXY, it looks like it's slightly trying to squeeze to the upside. We're also seeing right now with Bitcoin, as I mentioned back over here the last couple days and these last couple weeks, as to the reasons why I'm extremely bearish on Bitcoin overall in this whole entire market. It just seems like now the ETF news is out the way, which I'm actually kind of glad. We're going to go ahead and see how people are going to be feeling moving forward. What's the next narrative? The next narrative apparently is the Ethereum ETF now. And now we're going to go ahead and see how things go, right? Because we did actually get rejected on that 618 as we talked about, and we expected some sort of rejection if we didn't break through it, right? So the highest we actually broke through it was 49,000, but it's not looking the best, honestly. It is also not looking the worst. I don't want to be overly bearish as I usually am, because people are like, John, you're too bearish, bro. You're too bearish. Come on, be like all the other YouTubers that talk about how Bitcoin's going to $1 million. And it just so happens we've gotten rejected at the 618, right? Is there a coincidence to that? I don't think so, right? This is the reason why, technical analysis is not always a case, but it does definitely gives us more information that just guessing off of, optimism and moon boy juice, thinking that this thing's going to go higher. So the question that a lot of people are going to be asking me moving forward is, hey John, so is this finally the top for Bitcoin? Well, I don't think so. I don't think the rally is completely dead just yet. My thing is that I would be looking for Bitcoin falling no lower than $45,000. If Bitcoin does tend to go ahead and fall below $45,000, I do believe we are more than likely going to be falling down to 32,000. We'll go ahead, if it doesn't hold above $45,000, we will go ahead and fall down below 44, retest the 45, and then come back down to 43, do another staircase effect, 44, all the way down to our price target, as I mentioned, which is $32,000 on Bitcoin. So this could potentially be some sort of top. As I mentioned, the DXY seems kind of neutral right now. It looks like it does want to go ahead and squeeze to the upside, but even then, it's not showing us a lot of strength, in my opinion, right? So it still looks like the market's trying to decide, is this bullish, is this bearish? How should we feel about today's news? My main focus would be today on the Asian market to go ahead and see how that picks up later on in the next couple hours. We should be seeing some sort of momentum within the next 2 hours. If we do go ahead and see Bitcoin continue to pick up this momentum, and as long as we hold and break above 47,800 one more time, as long as we hold and break above this, I think in my opinion we should go ahead and be bullish, and we should be breaking past $49,000 one more time, retesting that zone, $49,000 being our new support, and then approaching the high of $54,000. So it looks, regardless of what happened with Bitcoin, it looks like the altcoin market is doing really, really well, right? So I think either way, congratulations to all of those that are holding on to altcoins. It looks like the altcoin market is doing very well. Anyways, that is just solely my opinion. But honestly, with Bitcoin, it's not much going on. It just seems like we're repeating the same news over and over and over again, right? With no actual momentum, no volatility. I expected the market to be more hyped up with the ETF, how everybody was so excited. John, it's going to $100,000. We're all going to be billionaires, and it just so happens like it got rejected at the 618, right? So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I wouldn't be completely bearish, but it's not giving me the momentum that I thought we were going to have. As I mentioned, it's not completely over. As long as we don't fall below $45,000, we should be good. If Bitcoin does start to go ahead and fall below $45,000, like even if we try to retest, let's say if we retest $47,000, if we see a bounce back and we get rejected either at 46 or $47,000, this is going to be over for Bitcoin, and we're more than likely going to be falling down to $32,000. So it could be anything, right? I'm not going to go ahead and call it right now, hey guys, it's completely over, because it's looking decent. But we also are seeing on the US 100, if we do go ahead and head over to the daily, that we have finally reached, from what it looks like, some sort of top. Look at this. My understanding with the US 100 was we're going to have a continuation squeeze to the upside, possibly making even higher highs. But even the stock market kind of finished a little decent today, nothing too crazy, but we do see that it does have some indecision going on in the stock market right now as well. So is this the top for the stock market as well? Is Friday finally going to be the beginning of the bear market, as we've all been talking about? You know, it should be no surprise to you, because we've been talking about this for the last, you know, over 12 days, that I've been quite bearish with the market. And it seems like there's a possibility that this thing might be finally the top. You know, if we can't break above 16,985 on the US 100 tomorrow, which more than likely we'll probably end in the red. I'm gonna be honest with you, we're probably more than likely going to end in the red. So there's only two case scenarios, right? There's no coincidence we're reaching some sort of resistance, as we've been talking about for the last couple days. I've actually expected this thing to run up a little bit more before dumping. Can it still have, let's say tomorrow, Friday, we end up on a green and we pump and we have 1 week left of bullishness? I think that's very, very possible. But honestly, it's not what I expected. I expected more from the market. I was actually quite bullish yesterday. You know, yesterday on my live stream, I was like, hey, expect a lot of volatility. Expect, you know, Bitcoin probably breaking past $54,000. Maybe it surprises us later on today. But it's not looking too well. I'm gonna be honest. You know, the signs are finally approaching us. You know, the DXY kind of ended a little neutral today. We're seeing the US 100 looking like it has reached some sort of top. We're not going to really go ahead and know until tomorrow. And we do already see that RSI crossing down, right? Which we technically usually do not want to go ahead and see. Usually when we go ahead and see that yellow line cross down, we typically go ahead and see some sort of correction in the market. So it's not looking too well for the US 100 either. So maybe the top has been reached. You know, today is probably the beginning to the end, right? At least for Bitcoin. Altcoins are going to be pumping, I do believe. I mean, look at this. The market's freaking excited. SUI at 33%. XTZ, which I've never heard of, I think it's Tezers, at 17%. So there's a lot of money being made right now. It looks like finally, like the fact that the ETF is out the way, a lot of the people are getting more excited. Look at ENS at 38% pump today, with Bitcoin finally dumping down with the ETF news. So it looks like we possibly might reach the top already. We're going to get more information either later on today, more than likely tomorrow. As I mentioned, as long as we keep those levels on Bitcoin, we don't fall below $45,000, we should be good. And if the stock market, there's two case scenarios, right? We either go ahead and have Friday go down slightly a little bit, which is going to be a massive bull trap. You know, the bulls are probably going to think, oh, the market's finally crashing, let's go ahead and short it. And then it's going to be a massive reversal to the upside, where we could still have a continuation pattern with Bitcoin as well as of next week, right? So we're going to go ahead and see how it goes. I think we should get more information no later than tomorrow. Today is Thursday for me, so Friday we should go ahead and get more information on that, on the stock market, see how that ends, and Bitcoin in the next couple hours. So on the second stream right now, you'll probably be able to go ahead and see what's going on. How's it going, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, bro. I saw your tweet. Hope you're doing well, man. Hopefully everything's okay, and you know, focus on your health, bro. Hopefully everything's good. How's it going, Black Ranger? Welcome. So it looks like we are reaching some sort of top. We're getting towards it. Not much volatility. We're going to go ahead and get more information later on today, or by tomorrow. We should get a better understanding of where the market's going. And if this is the top, do expect the stock market to begin that correction and possibly start doing that reversal that we've been talking about these last couple of days. Now, the question is, how low can the stock market go? Who knows? Maybe we're going to go ahead and have some sort of correction for the next maybe month and a half until we go ahead and have the reversal. We also have to keep in mind, we also have the Bitcoin halving that's around the corner. We literally have a little bit over 100 days for the Bitcoin halving. Still in the hospital, but still grinding. You're wild, my guy. Hope everything's okay, bro. Dab Master, what's up, fam? Yeah, Ryan, are you okay, bro? Hopefully everything's good, man. I saw that this morning and I was like, dude, I gotta say what's up to Ryan as soon as we go live. I'm glad to see you here, bro. I wasn't expecting you. Hopefully it's nothing too major, bro. But yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? It's a 20-minute live stream. I thought we were gonna go a lot longer. There's really not much. Like, I guess Spiro, whatever freaking Spiro is, I don't know who shilled this token, but this thing's up 122%, 2.65 million. There's not much going on. You know, realistically, there's not much. That's some meme coins are doing okay. We're seeing slight little pumps on meme tokens, but there's not much in the market. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Ryan. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for me, chat. I don't know if any of you have anything else to go ahead and talk about. I honestly expected more for us to talk about on today's topic. I thought today was going to be a big day for all of us. You know, I was like, you know what, this is good, because obviously with the Bitcoin ETF, you know, the more bullishness into the market, the more hype comes in, the more the channel grows, the quicker the channel grows, the more people we reach. And I've noticed on my channel these last couple of days, we have been slightly decreasing over time, right? And right now being like probably like the lowest viewers that I've had in like such a long time. So it just comes to show you and tell you how the market's doing overall. The market's not really what they expected, and it seems like now people are a little disappointed, in my opinion. But there's not much on my end, honestly. That's pretty much it. Well, hopefully we can go ahead and get a little bit more news later on today for all of you. I expected more from this market. It seems like it's just total freaking disappointment across the market right now. There's not much to be said, as much as I want to go ahead and talk about. If there's anything any of you want to tell me, or you know, want me to go ahead and do some quick technical analysis, just go ahead and make sure to let me know down below. Comment down below if there's anything you want me to talk about. There's really not much, you know. It's I was excited for this day because I'm like, you know what, dude, that means bull run's back. Bull run equals freaking, you know, the channel blowing up, more people coming into the channel, you know, more exposure, and it just like the market just kind of dead. You called the market perfect. I appreciate it, my guy. I appreciate it. Baby Grok 100x KuCoin listing. How's Baby Grok doing, by the way? Ayadakin, welcome to the channel, by the way. Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, man, it's not really about calling the tops or the bottoms, right? Like, I don't want to go ahead and be the person that's going to say, hey, chat, look, I told you so. You know, the Bitcoin ETF wasn't going to do much. Like, as much as I want to, that's not really my goal. My goal is just to go ahead and keep everybody neutral headed, right? Like, just don't be overly optimistic. Like, let's go ahead and stay neutral. Let's keep our head in the game. Remember, this is the bull run, dude. This is the bull run. The sooner Bitcoin corrects, the more bullish we're going to be, and the more bullish I'm going to be, right? So regardless of the effect of what we're getting in the market, I'm not going to go ahead and finally say, hey, you know what, I told everybody, you know, the market was in a dump. The market still has room to go. Well, let's give it a couple, you know, 2-3 more hours. Maybe later on today when I live stream, we could go ahead and be getting that Asian momentum, when the Asian market picks up. Same thing with the London session. Maybe we could go ahead and see a little bit more momentum there. But besides that, it's looking kind of dead. It's looking kind of dead. Shoe Blank, how's it going, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. What do you think about Rocky, same as Myro? I don't know about Rocky, bro. If you could post a smart contract down below, that'd be really grateful. Not only for myself, but also for everybody watching this live stream. It could definitely go ahead and help everybody out. So please share the smart contract. I did talk about Myro, even though I'm not really into the meme tokens anymore. I do believe that as long as you have some exposure to the meme tokens, at least the right ones with the good communities. I'm not too familiar with a lot of them. I know Dabmaster, Glenn, and a few of you, Tillery, are really invested into a lot of these tokens with some pretty good communities. So I would like suggest, you know, whatever they say. You know, I give them kind of the okay on that because I've seen them make a lot of freaking money on these meme tokens. I've been quite the opposite, man. I'm gonna be honest. I've been getting wrecked on meme tokens. I know Dabmaster has been calling out slow for a while. Very strong community, and they've been doing pretty well, right? They had this massive pump to the upside right now. It looks like they're consolidating in this period. As long as they continue to hold this floor, we could go ahead and see another breakout to an upside coming very soon on slow. With that being said, let me go ahead and post a smart contract for you, for all of you that want to go ahead and check that out. But yeah, with meme tokens right now, I'm not really too bullish right now. The thing that I'm going to be looking at, chat, this is what I want to go ahead and show you, right? The thing that I'm going to be looking at for Bitcoin is going to be looking at Bitcoin dominance. And as soon as we go ahead and get closer to this Bitcoin dominance, and that's typically, this is the reason why I'm cheering and waiting for freaking Bitcoin to do its thing and finally start to collapse, because once we start approaching 47 to 48% Bitcoin dominance, that's when meme coin season begins, right? And we're already seeing this Bitcoin dominance getting declined, even with the massive push up. If Bitcoin dominance continues to fall below 52%, this thing is more than likely going to go ahead and get rejected, coming back down to the 47 to 48, meaning with the plan that I've been telling you, right? I'm telling you, typically we have Bitcoin dominance decline slowly, money going to altcoins. Now that the Bitcoin ETF news is out the way, money's flowing into altcoins. As soon as altcoins are done, then it's going to be meme tokens. And typically when we have meme coin season, and that's really when I'm going to be investing in meme tokens. Right now, I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to be investing in meme tokens because I just think it's too risky, or I just want to take a break from meme tokens, right? Doesn't really matter why, but I just want to take a break from meme tokens at the moment. Once we approach 47% and 48% dominance on Bitcoin, I'm going to be getting a lot of exposure into meme tokens, because typically once we reach these two zones, that's when we start seeing a lot of volatility in the meme token space, more than we're seeing now. So if you think, Bonk reaching over 1 billion market cap, I think they reached over 2 billion during a time that Bitcoin dominance wasn't below 47%. Imagine what meme token season or meme coin season is going to look when Bitcoin dominance reaches 47% and below. When it reaches 47 and below, this is where everybody is going to make a lot of freaking money. DeFi is going to be booming. A lot of money is going to be into DeFi once Bitcoin reaches 48 to 47%. Ideally 47.10% and below is when we will go ahead and start getting a lot of money inflowing into DeFi. And this is the reason why I'm telling all of you, start to get exposed into DeFi right now. It's like, forget Solana, bro. Forget Solana. This is the reason why I've been saying, forget the ETF news. Now the ETF news are out the way. Don't focus on the freaking Bitcoin having to change your life. Focus on what's in front of us and what we can control. We can't control a damn ETF. ETF got approved. Is it going to pump? We don't know. We don't know. It just so happens it got rejected to 618. I don't know. We'll see later on today. But let's go ahead and start focusing on being exposed to the gaming sector. Let's go ahead and focus on being exposed to DeFi, because once we reach, in my opinion, I'm telling you, I've been backtesting this method for the last 3 years. How accurate is it going to be? Is it going to happen for the 4th year? I don't know. I don't want to go ahead and tell you that this is the ultimate tool, 100%. That's a money-making tool. But I'm telling you, since 2021, this is when Shiba Inu was founded. This is where Shiba Inu made new all-time highs and made multi-millionaires when Bitcoin dominance fell below 40%. Then back in 2022, we had another meme coin season. And back in 2023, which was last year, or at least a month ago, we had the Pepe and Pepe 2.0, the refund tokens start around this phase. Unfortunately, the meme coin season died a lot quicker because we saw Bitcoin dominance go up higher, and we saw some sort of retracement in the meme token sector around after July. We saw a lot of these meme tokens die. This is the reason why we saw Pepe 2.0 die within a week after a reach, what was it, 100 million market cap, because Bitcoin dominance went up. So risk on was out the way. Risk on is going to be coming in. Why? Because people already made all their money on Bitcoin. There's a reason why I've been extremely bearish with Bitcoin these last couple weeks, right? Because now it's time for us to shine, which is the people that are holding on to altcoins, the people that are holding on to meme tokens. Once we reach these two levels, is there a coincidence that happened once, twice, and 3 times? I don't know, chat. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and tell you that this is 100% guaranteed, but I'm telling you, Shiba Inu was created here. It pumped right here. Meme coin season started here back in 2022, and we had a massive bull run on the meme coin sector leading all the way up to October. Then we had the whole entire banking crisis happen around this time, and then we had Pepe being created right here. Refund, Pepe, What else was it? Monk. We had a whole bunch of freaking tokens created right here, and that's when MEXC was growing at its fastest around this zone right here, and we haven't really seen anything. So that's what I'm telling you, like, oh yeah, everybody right now is on Solana. Focus on the DeFi sector, because once we fall to these levels, every freaking token is probably going to be pumping on the DeFi sector. But you need to understand how to navigate through these platforms, you know, understand how to go ahead and use DEX tools, how to use DEX view, how to look for these tokens early on. You know, maybe some of these tokens like Myro, as long as the community continues to be bullish. But the way you have to do it is you have to be in the Telegram. You have to spend time with the community, understand what the developers are saying to team, to get a better understanding. And that's how you could go ahead and have the best bet when it comes to these tokens. For me personally, that is not something I'm willing to do right now. I would rather put my focus into polishing my technical analysis skills, like, you know, reading some courses, reading books. I'm going back literally to the basics, taking courses again, reading more books in order to go ahead and polish my skills to become a better technical analyst for all of you. So when we're looking at these markets, we're not being overly optimistic, right? My whole goal is to provide you as much value as possible, because for me personally, last bull run, I got wrecked listening to a lot of YouTube influencers telling me that this token's gonna freaking pump because they were shilling it. Little did I know they were getting paid on the back end, right? So you know, anything that I do get paid, I always mention it. You know, you could go ahead and support the channel by using my links down below. BingX, completely, you know, no KYC. Same thing with MEXC, and Bybit being one of the best exchanges, which does help support the channel if you go ahead and use my links. But besides that, I don't really sell you anything else, right? Just my affiliate links that are actually, you know, value, like a VPN. That's literally an exchange you need to use, and ideally I make money if you actually trade. So I would like everybody to use my links down below and actually trade, deposit money, because not only do you get free bonuses as well, but it does help support the channel. You know, we're finally monetized, wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. But the reason why I try to stay neutral and not like to go with the herd is because I've been wrecked multiple times in the market. I've been wrecked multiple times. I lost a lot of money last bull run. I literally lost everything. I lost everything. Starting from scratch, I literally lost my apartment, lost everything. That's how bad I lost everything, because I was over leveraged in the market and I didn't understand that there was tops and bottoms of the market. I didn't know any of this. I had to lose everything in my life in order to understand what is going on with the market. After I lost everything and I'm starting right now from scratch, literally everything, freaking, I wrecked everything. I lost my apartment, lost car, freaking wrecked my credit, everything. That's how bad it is, you know what I mean? So I'm starting literally from scratch zero, where I had a really good credit score, freaking went all the way down to the grain, because I did get affected this last bull run, right? So that's the reason why I try to do the opposite, because I remember listening to news on these influencers telling me that it's going to be okay, telling me that it's going to be okay, and the market just continued to dump. You know, so I told myself this will never happen to me ever again, right? And I've been through the top of the market multiple times, right? Back in 2017, 18, I got into crypto around over here at the top. Guess what? I got wrecked. I got back in crypto right here around 2021. This is where I got in and I got wrecked the most. That's where I lost everything. You know, I made a lot of money in the stock market during 2019, 2020, made a lot of money in crypto as well, was doing pretty well with live, thought the market was going to continue to go up like always. I thought $100,000 Bitcoin was coming, just like every moon boy thought. I was holding on to a lot of these meme tokens, thinking they were going to be revolutionary in the next Bitcoin, because that's what a lot of these meme token community said. And little did I know, I was at the top of the market once again. So I've been at the top of the market multiple times, and this has been accidentally, you know, it hasn't been in purpose. It just so happens that every time I enter the market, it's always near a top, and I had no freaking idea that I was entering the top of the market, right? So this is the reason why I'm neutral headed now moving forward, because I got tired getting wrecked, not once, but also getting wrecked twice in the market, because of never knowing when there's a top coming in, right? I also probably got wrecked 2019 around right here, I'm assuming. I can't remember what this was. Oh, this was a scandemic, dude. Yeah, I got affected right here, mostly with my career, right? I was doing pretty good after losing a lot of money back in 2017 when I got exposed to the crypto market. I kind of got away from it. That's when I was in like like XRP and everything, and I was an XRP maxi at the time. I was also trading the stock market. Back in 2017, it was fun. I think we had the marijuana stocks going up. We had a lot of stocks like Tillery, what was it, the other one, GN something. Like, we had a lot of these weed stocks going up to $100 plus, right? So I got in on the wheat stocks. I made money on the EV stocks, and then I made money on crypto, and I was left holding the bag on most of these 3 cycles, right? Because I didn't understand how the stock market moved, and that's why now I'm a little bit more neutral, right? And then right here around 2019, that's where the scandemic happened, and I got wrecked through my career in sales, and that's when they closed everything, right? So we all have to adopt to the market, but we don't want to be making the same mistakes over and over again, right? I think for me, back 2017, I'm sure a lot of you can remember, a lot of the tokens that we see now in CoinMarketCap don't even exist. They don't even exist. And this is the reason why I've been changing my strategy every time, from holding to dollar cost averaging to trading, because there's different methods when it comes to different tokens. Because a lot of these tokens will probably not be here in the next couple years if they're not actual good tokens with real utility, right? So there's tokens you want to invest in. There's tokens that as soon as they go up 20, 30, 50x, you take your money and you run. You run with it. You buy Bitcoin if you want. At least you could say that Bitcoin's going to be here for the long run. But a lot of these tokens won't be. Slow friend, GM fam will be willing to hold until after the BTC halving. I agree with you too. I know GM fam, from what I was looking at, for sure slow. I also do see slow. I mean, slow looks like it's going to be having some sort of breakout to the upside. You mentioned, do I have friend in here? Where's friend? Friend. 5 million market cap's pretty good. It hasn't really dumped that much. Holding some sort of support. And then you said GM fam. And then, yeah, GM fam, super bullish. I think this was a meme token, right? Yeah, meme token supported by Cetify, which is a top tier 1 launch exchange. So this is like one of those meme tokens that you want to be exposed to, right? I know a lot of people poop on meme tokens, but the reason why I'm bullish on this is because a big venture capitalist is right behind this. Venture capitals realize that the money is in memes. Memes equals attention. That's the value of meme tokens. It's not so much the utility behind it. There's always going to be tokens that are going to win that provide more attention or know how to have a really good community, right? Those are the tokens that are successful. For example, Solana. A lot of people get mad at Solana, mostly, the XRP people, the people that hold on to Cardano, and they're like, why can't Cardano or XRP do the same? Well, the problem is that we run into is they don't have a strong community as Solana. Solana is super strong, right? That's why Solana has continued to make new all-time highs. GM fam looks like it's going to be having some sort of breakout to an upside. So for me personally, yes, I would say something like a token like GM fam would be worth a dollar cost averaging and having some exposure to it. I wouldn't say put your life savings into it, but if you could go ahead and put in a couple $100 into this and just let this thing ride up when we have meme coin season happen, as I'm telling you, maybe this token goes from 1 million to 30 million, possibly, so that's where we're going to be having a lot of launch pads coming out within that time as well. Dabmaster says, not financial advice. I agree with you. Yarkson says, are there any TA courses you recommend, man? Thanks again for the TA on Bonk yesterday too, bro. For TA courses, what I'm taking right now, for me personally, what I'm taking is I'm taking a course with Andy from Bitcoin Census. I don't know how much his courses are. I mean, if any of you are interested, I could probably go ahead and try to get some sort of code if they have any. But I know they had a deal not that long ago, and he had a course, and I'm just retesting what he has. I know his course was priced at $1,000. I don't know if it still is, but if you don't have $1,000 to invest, I would suggest to go ahead and just watch his channel, right? He has some really good TA. He's a trader that I respect, and I've collaborated with him in the past, probably like once or twice, and we'll be having a lot of collaborations moving forward with him in the next future. That's kind of the reason why I'm pivoting away from meme tokens, because in order for me to collaborate with these bigger influencers, they don't want to be associated with the meme coin guy so much, right? So that's also the other reason why I'm pivoting from the meme tokens, because in order for me to grow as a content creator and, you know, collaborate with the big influencers that are in the space, which get me more exposure, you know, more attention. The more attention, I could actually go ahead and spread the awareness of what I believe in cryptocurrency, right? So Andy from Bitcoin Sense he's a really good trader. He has really good risk management. He's someone I would recommend. I watch him live. You know, I try to watch him live as much as I can. He really has really well, you know, really good TA. So I would recommend, if you can't go ahead and get his course, you could go ahead and probably get it on the website. I would say just watch his videos, dude. And the other option too, when it comes to technical analysis, as I mentioned, this is probably the best other platform too that's completely for free. I imagine. I'm not sure if it still is free or if it's not free. I'm not too sure, but this is how I learned technical analysis, and I learned through Forex, right? So now it just so happens they actually have a crypto course, which I didn't know, which I'm going to be going through myself. And this is just the basics, you know what I mean? Like, what is a Cosmo, Avalanche, what is all this information? But in order to go ahead and understand really TA, I would say learn the Forex market. I mean, it's the same thing almost, you know, it's currencies. This is pretty much going to be going through, you know, different things of the market, right? It's going to tell you a little bit more about, you know, what are pips and all that. Maybe something you might not need if you're not a Forex trader. But when it actually comes to the types of analysis, as you see right here, types of analysis, types of charts, this is definitely going to be worth it. I mean, look at this course right here: support and resistance, Japanese candlesticks, Fibonacci's, moving averages, and it has different indicators that you can actually go through, and it actually tells you all these theories, you know, Elliott wave theory. So you can learn all of this, I think, for free. I don't know if it's free or not, but this tells you a little bit more, you know, breakouts and fake outs, which is pretty much the same thing from crypto. So in my opinion, this is how I learned how to do technical analysis back in like 2017. I had a buddy that did Forex, and he put me onto baby pips, and that's how I learned how to do TA. That's what really picked up my education to TA, and this is what I'm going to be doing again in the next couple months. I'm going to be focusing on reviewing these courses. I'm going to be reviewing the free courses right here. I think these are free, and then I'm going to go ahead, because I'm like halfway through Andy's course. I'm going to be finishing that course as well. And then I'm just going to read books, bro. I think books is probably like your best bet. When it comes to trading, you could go ahead and sit down and figure out all these candlestick patterns and freaking Fibonacci retracements and all these charts. But in my opinion, a lot of people, you know, might agree to disagree. But I think the most important thing is having the right psychology, right? Having the right psychology, like understanding your discipline when it comes to a trader. That is very, very important. Because for me personally, what I lack as a trader, I know I'm pretty good at trading, but the thing that I lack the most is discipline. And that comes in with greed. Sometimes I get a little too greedy and I don't take profits too soon, or sometimes I cut my losses a little too late. And that's all with greed, right? That's the psychological part of it. So for me personally, as a trader, what I would say I'm lacking the most is discipline. And that's the hardest thing in my opinion for most people, right? Let's say, for example, like people that want to go ahead and lose weight, or want to go, you know, want to start working out. Some people can't commit to going to the gym, you know, 5 days a week. You know, some people might not be able to commit to go to the gym when they're not feeling like it. Or some people might not commit to a diet because they're craving that pizza instead of eating that chicken and steak, right, with broccoli. And that, it all comes down to discipline. So it's really all depending on the kind of person you are. For me personally, I'm the kind of person that I lack discipline at the moment, but when I want to make a change in my life, I make it pretty quickly. Like, for example, these last couple weeks, I told myself when this new year came in, I was like, dude, I got pretty hammered, and I was like, dude, alcohol doesn't bring me any pros. Like, it's nothing but cons. Like, I could name out more cons than pros. Like, there's no pros for alcohol. Like, for me personally, alcohol is no benefit, you know? For some people, they enjoy alcohol because they get a little loose. They could go ahead and enjoy, you know, talking to other people. They don't get as anxious. You know, maybe they could go ahead and go up to, you know, to the opposite sex and have a conversation. You know, whether you're a male or female, they feel more confident. For me, I would say I'm a pretty confident person, dude. I could talk to anybody in the world and go up to under the influence or not. If anything, being under the influence kind of wrecks me the most when I'm talking to people. So for me personally, I'm like, dude, I don't need alcohol. Like there's no benefit for me to do alcohol whatsoever. So I told myself I'm done doing alcohol. So far, I'm 2 weeks clean without drinking. You know, so now my goal is moving forward to stay sober for this whole entire year. You know, so like for me, I'm like when I stay disciplined, I stay disciplined. Same thing with working out, right? I told myself back in November, I'm like, dude, after I lost all the money, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna focus on going out every day, like going out for a walk, eating better, sleeping better, and working out more. And ever since then, like I've been on that habit. So, you know, it's all about, you know, picking up those good habits, getting away from those bad habits, and focusing on the discipline, which to some people like myself, it's very, very difficult. But once you have that commitment with yourself, I think you could overcome anything. And that's what I'm focusing on right now. My discipline on trading is being greedy. And when I'm telling myself not to trade, I get emotional and I begin to trade. So that's why, for example, I'm giving my break from trading meme tokens until the Bitcoin dominance falls below 47%. So I would say focus on discipline. And with that being said, my main thing when it comes to that also would be books. I like reading books a lot. I prefer audiobooks because it's easier to multitask. Like you could be working out, lifting some weights. But the book I'm going to be listening to again, it's called Trading in the Zone. This one's pretty good, Trading in the Zone, and it tells you a lot about like the psychological part of the market, right? So that's what I would recommend. I would say books is probably one of the biggest things in my opinion. Discipline is the other thing. So psychology and discipline are the biggest things you should focus on when it comes to trading. When it comes to literally, if you want to learn how to trade, I would say use the platform that I just told you, Baby Pips. That's like your best option. Learn the Forex course. You're not really going to learn too much. You're not going to really need too much of the verbiage. Listen to Andy from Bitcoin Senses as many times as he goes live. I would recommend you watching him, and then just stick to watching the content that I provide. I provide very simple technical analysis, and I've been able to call the top and bottom of most of these markets since back in October. I called the top and bottom for Pepe. I called, the bottom for Bitcoin, and we're gonna see if I call the top this time for Bitcoin as well. But I could definitely say that I've called a lot of these tokens, and all I do is just very basic technical analysis, just support and resistance, nothing too major, just support and resistance and two indicators. These are the only two indicators that I use: Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo, and then I just use the RSI. And it's super, super simple, and I've been pretty good with my trades. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that's always been wrecking me has been my discipline, and has been trading dumb meme tokens, because meme tokens, really, you can't trade with technical analysis. You can't trade TA with meme tokens. You can, but it's not as respected, and they're mostly more manipulated as opposed to the whole overall market. That's why I'm sticking to leverage trading higher cap altcoins moving forward. When I get back from taking this break from trading, I'm just going to focus on dollar cost averaging, hitting the books again, reading some audiobooks, getting my discipline back in order. Because when I had discipline, bro, I made so much freaking money when I was disciplined in my trading. And I used to be so disciplined with my trading. The thing that kind of got me wrecked was when I started making a lot of money, and I was young, and I thought I was like the hot shit. That's the only reason why I also lost everything, right? So it was my ego that made me lose everything in trading. So you have to really check yourself. There's this saying in the market that the market literally freaking puts you in check, dude. If you're getting that ego and you're making a lot of money in this market, the market's gonna slap you right across the face, and you're gonna fall down. And you're like, oh snap, okay, I gotta learn from the basics again, right? And the thing is, from this time, it was a little different. The thing that for me that kind of wrecked me the most was not taking a break from trading. Like, I should have taken a break. Like, as soon as I made $20,000, I should have taken a 2-week break, because I had no sleep. I was like literally not sleeping for like over 3 months. I was also partying a lot at the time. I was also on vacation. So I was in vacation trading. So when I would be out in the lake, dude, literally I would always get wrecked. I would always get freaking liquidated every time I would be out in the lake. So I learned not to be trading while you're in vacation. Like, if you're in vacation, take your trade or just don't trade at all. So for me, was over trading. That was my discipline that I was lacking when I made over $20,000 the last couple months ago and I lost it all. Was over trading. That was a discipline thing that I needed to focus on, was over trading. I took profits. I learned how I was always, you know, doing pretty well with that. The only thing that I got wrecked was over trading. And that, I would say that's what you should be focusing on. Piff Daddy, how's it going, my guy? I lost so much in 2017 because I decided to finally get in Bitcoin at $20,000. I still have PTSD from it. I agree with you, bro. Yarkson, don't pay for any TA courses. Plenty of free info out there, dude. I agree. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of courses out there that are completely for free. There is going to be some courses that might be worth buying. But as I mentioned, it just depends. The only one I would recommend would probably be Andy from Bitcoin Senses, but his is pretty pricey. And it's it's about, I think, $1,000, unless he dropped the price on that. I bought $500 worth of this coin called Rally, and it is worth $1 now. That happened too much, and I stopped buying shit coins, and even the free coins I get from Coinbase all have $3 worth 6 cents now. Damn. What was Rally? Was this a meme token? Piff Daddy? Mile, I saw an ad between YouTube videos that a person says technical analysis are junk. What's your opinion about that? See, the thing is, people don't sober until the bear market. Yes, John. Yes. Sober until the bear market. The thing is, with technical analysis, a lot of you have to understand that it's a probabilities of numbers, right? When it comes to being a trader, it's not about you being right all the time, because more than likely you're probably not going to be right. It's all about staying disciplined and knowing how to pivot from your position, right? So like, let's say for example, if I was going, let's say for example, right, I've been quite bearish with Bitcoin. I've been quite bearish for Bitcoin, and let's say I'm leveraging, I'm shorting, right? I would be dumb enough to continue to hold my short after this signal right here, in my opinion, because there was multiple times where I was bearish and I was bullish on Bitcoin, but being a complete idiot when it comes to technical analysis would be you saying right now, like for example, Bitcoin has to go to 32,000. It doesn't have to, but it should, and it could, and I'm giving you the reasons why, right? Being a complete idiot with TA, would you just saying, oh, well, it got rejected at the 618, it got rejected at the 48,000 to the 49,000. We saw the top. I'm going all in and I'm shorting the market. Can you go ahead and do that? 100%. Is that the smartest thing to do that? No, I would wait for confirmation, because now you're getting closer to your odds being correct. The thing is with technical analysis is about your chances being on your side. Chances could go ahead and change. You know, some people were overly optimistic on the Bitcoin ETF. Let's say you're a complete idiot and you think that the ETF was going to hit Bitcoin to $100 million, let's say for example, and you're longing Bitcoin, right? Well, Bitcoin has a rejection at 49,000. It happens to be the 618. And you're like, oh no, I'm so convinced the ETF is going to hit $1 billion or whatever. Let's say $1 million. And Bitcoin continues to get rejected. Let's say Bitcoin gets rejected at $47,000, falls down to 45. I told you, Bitcoin falling down 45 is going to be quite bearish. It might retest $46,000 one more time and then get rejected another time. I would be a complete idiot if I continue to hold on to this trade, because now the probabilities of Bitcoin losing $44,000 are a lot higher than they were from over here. And that's what confirmation would be, right? You would be a complete idiot still holding on to a trade if you see Bitcoin going lower and lower and lower. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't know how to cut their losses. Instead of being, okay, you know what, I effed up, let me take my loss, let me move on, and let me change my perspective, people will continue to be, you know, completely biased on what they believe, because it's an ego thing. They don't want to be wrong. And that's what the wrong trader does, right? That's the gambler's mentality. Oh no, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. I'm just going to continue to short the market. Bitcoin continues to fall the levels down to 43. You'll be a complete idiot still holding on to $43,000 thinking Bitcoin's going to go to 55 or 60, right? So it's learning how to cut your losses quickly and saying, you know what? It looks like I should probably go short now. Like your confirmation of you going long right here, like there's nothing wrong going long right here. But if you see Bitcoin get rejected at $46,000 or even $47,000 and it can't break past that, and then you see a retest back at $47,000 and it gets rejected, you'll be a complete idiot still longing this. This is where you would open your short, because now it's going to retest back to 45. It's going to test more than likely around $46,000 and it's going to fall. No support has really been established with $44,000. You can't really say it's strong support in my opinion. It's kind of decent support. But because, as I mentioned, we're seeing the US 100 and the DX5 reversing, you should know more than likely Bitcoin's going to lose the support and come back down to $32,000. So it's not about you being bearish right here or being bullish. It's all about you adapting to the market. I could be the biggest bear. I've been the biggest bear. I've been the biggest bear with Bitcoin, but I said back in Sunday, expect some volatility and expect Bitcoin to probably retest $48,000 and above. And if it does break past that and hold above it, we will be approaching $54,000. So I'm the biggest freaking bearish person, dude. I'm the biggest bear. Yeah, I'm telling you the bullish scenario of it, right? Because I'm going with the movement of what the market's telling me. I'm not going based on my ego. I'm not going based on if I'm right. I don't care if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I'm okay to admit when I'm wrong. I'm okay to publicly admit to whoever watches me and say, you know what, John, I was wrong. I thought the ETF was going to be completely bearish and it did quite the opposite. And I'll be, you know what, I effed up. That it is what it is. Let me move on. What can I learn from this experience? It's all you can do as a trader. But the problem is with most people, especially on YouTube, is that they try to convince you with whatever they believe. They try to convince you that XRP is going to change your life. They try to convince you that the ETF is going to be life-changing and that it's going to hit $1 million and why you should hold on to Bitcoin. Yet, when we continue to get the signs of it being the opposite, they still stick to their belief. And then they start pretty much lying not only to people watching them, but they're also lying to themselves. Which I think it's a lot worse. I think lying to yourself is a lot worse than lying to anybody. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the problem that we have, not only in this crypto space, but a lot of these, you know, YouTube gurus that do crypto is that they want to be based on being right? It's not about being right. It's all about adapting to your circumstances, right? If you're wrong, it's okay. You know, if you accidentally took a left turn, just go around and go back to the right location. Don't freaking be driving across the opposite road of the street because your ego's too big to go ahead and say, you know what, I drove the wrong way of the street. But there's people out there that are complete idiots that would continue to hold on to their belief, even though knowing deep down inside they might be wrong, and they're getting wrecked. And that's how most people get wrecked in this space. And that goes all back to discipline and being okay with being wrong. You don't have to be right all the time. But people are just scared to admit of them being wrong. I'm not scared of being wrong. I think I effed up in my life so many times, but I'm okay to admit that, you know, within those times, I've always asked myself, how can I adopt and be better, right? How can I become a better trader? Yes, I got fooled by a lot of these YouTubers last bull run, you know, believing that Bitcoin was going to continue to go up. But I also had the fault of being overly leveraged in crypto. Maybe I should have never been over leveraged in crypto. Maybe I should have listened to the people around me telling me, hey, John, maybe you should learn how to take profits. You know, so I could blame anybody. I could blame everybody. I could blame the market. I could blame the manipulation. I could blame everybody but myself as to the reason why I lost everything. But in reality, that'd be me lying to myself. I was the problem, right? Deep down, I was the issue. I was the reason why I lost everything. It wasn't the market. Yes, the market had part of it, but the market was giving us signs, right? So the only people that really lose are if you stay ignorant. And it's okay if you lose once. It's okay if you get scammed or whatever the case is. You lose money because you believe this one influencer. You never did your research. But I always had this mentor tell me, and he always said, trust but verify, right? Trust what the person is telling you, but verify on your end if what they're telling you is correct or owns up to your beliefs. So I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to convince you. I really don't care if you believe what I'm telling you or not. It's up to you. I would actually love all of you to challenge what I'm telling you, because that's the only way you become a better trader, in my opinion. That's the only way you can become a better investor is challenging not only yourself, but challenging those around you, and ask yourself, Maybe John is wrong. Maybe I think John is wrong because of this and this and this reason, but come out with actual facts. Show me the reasons why, you know. But you know, when you're just saying, oh John, you're completely wrong, it's Bitcoin's gonna moon, and I'm showing you the reasons why it's gonna go down, and you're still denying it, that's called you being in denial. I'm showing you the reasons why you're wrong, yet you're not showing me the reasons why you're right. Do you see where I'm trying to come from? Most of these people will not be able to tell you why Bitcoin has to hit $100,000 tomorrow. But I'm giving you the reasons why Bitcoin has to come down. And I'm giving you valid reasons. DXY, US 100, presidential election, Bitcoin halving. Right? So you have to put that into consideration. That's what most people don't put in. So technical analysis, yes, it is BS, but it's all about probabilities. It's all about probabilities. This is what Andy from Bitcoin Census says, right? When I would watch his live stream, and this is what stuck to me very, very good. The trader that trades the most is the trader that loses the most. Meaning the more you trade in the market and you're trading just to trade, the higher the chances of your probabilities of you losing are. Really good traders only trade whenever they see a setup that works for them, whether it's a pattern, whether it's a Fibonacci retracement they understand, whether it's a support and resistance, whether it's a fundamentals analysis. They only trade when they see an opportunity. Only the bad traders trade every day in the market, right? I'm sure there's really good ones that could do quick trading in and out, scalp trading. But the trader that trades the most is usually the person that loses the most. So I learned that as well, that you only want to be trading whenever you feel comfortable. So if you think you should take a break from trading or not trade for that moment because of the news, you don't do it. You only trade when you feel comfortable. You only trade when you feel confidence and you feel that your probabilities are with you on that. As opposed to most people trade when their probabilities are against them, kind of like what we're seeing now with the ETF, right? Probabilities are kind of against us. Can it still continue to pump? 100%. But I just don't think we'll see anything higher than $54,000. Maybe we get 60,000, but I think, you know, no more than 50 high 50s is the top. And after we get the top, it's going to be a 40% correction, and most people are going to get wrecked. Why? Because most people are going up based off of emotion, that they're saying that, you know, the Bitcoin ETF is super, super bullish. Codex, he is him. How's it going, bro? I called that in the chat, 200K. I remember that. Let's go ahead and see Codex. Where's Codex at? Damn, dude, it's at 1.828 million. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Let's go. Let's go. Yark says, cheers, John. I'll look into that, and thanks, Piff Daddy. Yeah, 100%, bro. In lower time frames, like a minute, it has too many fake outs. Have you tried minute trading? I tried minute trading, bro, and I've tried second trading, and that's only good for a quick little scalp. Like if you're leverage trading, mostly with a token with high volatility. Typically, tokens such as meme tokens are really good when you're trading them on leverage on MEXC, but they move too quickly. For me personally, I like looking for entries on the 1 minute to the 15-minute chart. So anywhere between the 1 minute or the 15-minute chart is where I look for my entry. And then I go ahead and then look at the 1 hourly. That's usually what I like to do. I like to look from the 1 hourly all the way down from the 15 to the 30 minutes, or 1 hour, 30, 15, 5. And then I look at the 3, and then I look at the 1 minute. That's usually typically the way I look for trade setups. Like let's say, for example, let's say I wanted to trade Bonk Inu, right? Or Bonk, whatever the token's called, Bonk. Let's say I wanted to trade Bonk, right? Looking at Bonk on the daily, I'm like, this looks like this probably is going to retrace down, maybe find a support down over here. So there's a probability looking at the daily that, you know, Bonk could go ahead and have a retracement of 19%, and I really want to enter a trade, right? So I look at the daily, I'm like, okay, it's at a level of resistance. Let's go ahead and go down on the 4 hourly. If we look at the 4 hourly, it looks like, okay, it looks like it's climbing up. It looks like support might be, you know, lost if it continues to dump and fall below, you know, 0.15. I go down to the 1 hourly, and I'm like, okay, 1 hourly, any setups, go down to the 30 minutes, no setups. Go down to the 15 minutes, no setups. It looks like we are possibly at some sort of area of support. And then I go down to the 5 minutes and I'm like, okay, 5 minutes looks okay. What am I trying to do to the market? Do I want to short this market or do I want to long this market? So what I would do now at the 5 minute chart is that I see that it's an area of support, right? Now, how do we know if this thing's going to continue to go up? Well, we really don't know unless we get confirmation, right? So you could either long the market knowing that the market's more than likely probably going to pump to 16 cents, right? If it does get rejected at the zone right here, I was going to go ahead and tell you that this thing's more than likely going to come back down, retest 15, fall back down and go down to 15 cents. So this could be a good longing opportunity short term on the 5 minute chart, 15-minute trade, I guess. You long it right here, you close right here at the top, you go ahead and open the short, you ride the wave all the way down and possibly ride all the way down to the 0.15, which would go ahead and indicate that a 4% pump or gain, and then 4 to 4, that's about a 5% trade right there, dude, which is not, or 10%, which is not too bad, right? But I would go down to the 3 minute chart and then do the same thing, right? The 3 minute chart is also showing us that it has lost multiple areas of support, and on the RSI it looks like it's getting close to overbought, so we could be seeing some sort of reversal but a continuation to a downside. So that's what I would focus on, is mostly on the higher time frames and then go down for an entry. The higher time frames for me looks like it has found an area of resistance, and then the lower time frames are also showing us that it has reached some sort of resistance, getting close to losing that area of support, right? So I would be probably more than likely putting in a short term depending on how this moves. Another one, let's say for example, if you wanted to enter, let's say Pepe, let's say enter 1000 Pepe. What is this, Pepe 2? No, we don't need Pepe 2. Is this regular Pepe? Yeah, I mean, it's green. It has a green frog. Let's just do this, dude. Let's do this. I think this is regular Pepe. There's no way this is Pepe 2, is it? Talking about Pepe 2, dude. This thing has, yeah, this is Pepe 2. Pepe 2 actually came out with a new smart contract that's going to go ahead and they're going to be releasing a new token, I think today or tomorrow. But anyways, with Pepe 2, the same thing, right? I was actually really bullish on Pepe 2, but I also mentioned that if we were to get rejected at these levels, we were more than likely going to go ahead and continue to fall down. And one of the biggest things was because of the fact that we never had no actual area of supports down here. The biggest area of support that was established was around the 485. So there would be no reason to go long on this zone right here, right? So right now we are seeing that it might be having some sort of reversal back up, maybe try to retest before coming all the way down. The token will be completely, I think the token's completely done if I'm not mistaken. But this is another good example too right here is, you know, I was very bullish on Pepe 2, but this is the reason why I told a lot of people, like, I wouldn't suggest holding on to Pepe 2 for the whole bull run. I would be taking profits, and I made a lot of money on Pepe 2. I made a lot of freaking money riding Pepe 2, all these ups and downs, and I was always taking profits every time I saw a big retracement, before we were followed with a big retracement. So I almost nearly sold every top. I literally always exited a trade, like literally right here. I would exit a trade right here, sell, and then by the time it gets dumped, I would buy in again, right? So I made some pretty good money with Pepe 2. The thing that wrecked me was Grok. Grok was the thing that freaking wrecked me. I should have never entered Grok, dude. What altcoins has the most upside if I wanted to invest today? That's a great question, John. So I actually just made a video yesterday. I made a video about the best altcoins, the 3 top altcoins you should go ahead and be invested in for 2024 for this bull run. And I haven't released it yet, so I have to go ahead and edit it after I get off the stream. But one of them was Radium. The reason why I'm bullish on Radium, and I would be looking at this very, very closely when we see Solana continue with this correction, right? I don't know where Solana is at right now, but let's look at Solana real quick. Probably Solana's up. Okay, yeah. So same thing with Solana, bro. I literally, look, you can't make any of this up, right? I'm not here to tell you like, oh, look, I told you so, but I kind of told you so with Solana to a lot of people, right? I called Solana, you know, that we were getting close to reaching some top, and ever since that, I've been calling every top and bottom. I literally said you could go ahead and continue to short Solana. You go ahead and open a long right here. You close your position, enter a short right here. More than likely, if this continues to drop back down, if Solana falls below $96 and closes below it, expect Solana to be approaching 70 to 69 to $70. Guess what everybody was telling me? John, here Solana is going to the moon. It's going to $500. This and that. And look, it literally has hit every area that we talked about. So expect for Solana to hit 69 to 70. So expect that drop coming in soon. If it's not going to happen, unless this thing continues to hold, yes, we're going to go ahead and have that breakout to 110 to 144 and then approaching $500. But looking at what we're looking at now, I kind of doubt it. But benefit of the doubt, let's see Solana continues to pump. But the reason why I gave you some TA on Solana is due to the fact that Raydium moves very close to Solana, literally almost follows it 1-to-1. Raydium is a decentralized exchange that you could go ahead and use on Solana projects, like on the Solana blockchain, right? Kind of like a Uniswap or a 1inch. So I would say exposure to Raydium, if you want to get exposure to Solana, I would go ahead and dollar cost average into these tokens, because maybe, let's say for example, Solana surprises us tomorrow and it breaks past 144, then you're going to be up in profits, right? But if Solana does drop down to 144, we could probably be seeing probably a 30 to 40% drop on Raydium, which is where I would be loading up on, right? A 30 to 40% drop on Raydium would be a good thing. Another one would be Orca. This is another exchange and yield farming staking platform on the Solana blockchain. This is another token I would be definitely loading up on as Solana continues to retrace. Same thing, this thing has a retracement of $6. If Solana continues to dump, we could probably go ahead and see Orca at around, I would say probably like $3.50 to $4 if that's the top for Solana. Typically with these tokens, they would move a little bit more. They would drop probably a little bit more, probably like a 30 to 40% correction on these. And I would also go ahead and check out, I think it's Jito. Jito is another staking protocol too as well. Same thing. This thing will probably go ahead and dump 30 to 40% depending on how Solana does. But this is another token that's running on the Solana blockchain. So I would go ahead and also load up on something like this. But this is once we see Solana continue with that retracement. So and the funny thing is that if you measure this top from the bottom from where I was talking about, this is a 44% retracement on Solana, which I've been talking about since back in December. So I've been talking about this retracement for over 12 days. We're probably a little bit more over 12 days now, almost probably leading into 20 something days or 18 days. But I've been talking about Solana reaching this top since back in December, while everybody was giving me the opposite. They're like, you're laughing. Who's laughing now? Solana continues to pump. And I've been getting comments like that while meanwhile Solana is at $99. And I told everybody that. And then when it comes down to 69 and 70, no one's really going to say nothing, because that's just the reality of how everything moves, right? So we have to go ahead and do the opposite of what people think. If people think Solana is going to continue to pump, maybe we should start considering shorting. You know, I was saying that since I'll be here at these levels. I was saying that about Solana at these levels. You know, so I hope a lot of people took profits. Congratulations on that. But yeah, once we see this drop on Solana, we're going to go ahead and see how everybody on Solana is going to react to this. Because even this support, in my opinion, is not even the strongest. So like 69 to 70, it's an okay support. But in reality, Solana doesn't have any good support, in my opinion, until we reach these zones right here back in $30 to $60. Which I don't think it's going to dump that low. But it's a probability. It could happen. I don't see it dumping no low than 69 to 70. I think a lot of people are going to buy up this dip, and this thing's going to go ahead and climb back up and retest 144 for the next time. And it's going to come back down, hit 110. After 110, we're going to go ahead and be in this consolidation phase where we then approach $214. And then maybe from $214, we might potentially see $70 one more time. But we don't know. You know, we really don't know. But even at the 69 to 70, it doesn't have the best support. Probably the best I would say would be 69 to 57 would be, this zone right here would be a pretty decent support for Solana. That would be a pretty nice support right there. And if you measure that from this top to this bottom, that's about a 50% retracement, as I said, that we were going to hit. But people just always want to, you know, they always want to say the opposite, right? Can't blame them. But yeah, I'm not sure if that answered your question, John Smith. I would look at Radium, Jito, and what was the other token? Orca. Those would be my top tokens that I'd be looking at to have exposure to the Solana ecosystem, and anything in the DeFi space. So anything such as Uniswap, 1inch, Pancake Swap. I think that's Cake. I think it's under Cake, if I'm not mistaken. Bake as well is another exchange, decentralized exchange. Like, I would be focusing on loading up on these tokens. So when the bull run does begin, you're going to be buying Cake at, like, let's say $3, $2, and this thing's going to be pumping all the way up to let's say probably 50 bucks. I don't know if we'll ever get to these levels again, because you have to keep in mind this is during the time where a lot of VCs were buying, a lot of venture capitals were buying. So we don't know if this is actually where we should be probably expecting the price action to go, but we could expect probably Pancake Swap, in my opinion, you know, reach levels of $10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is about a 7x, right? I don't want to say guaranteed, but you could almost assume it's almost a guaranteed 7x, because now we're going to be having more inflow into the DeFi sector. So I'm talking about holding on to these positions 2024, 2025. If you're not leverage trading, I would say take profits as it continues to go up, right? And then just dollar cost average on a lot of these tokens. But that's what I would be doing. I would be focusing solely on DeFi right now. DeFi and gaming is where most of my bags would be if I were most of you. You know, obviously not financial advice, but I think that's, I feel like the DeFi sector hasn't even been impacted. Like, look at what you know, Pancake has done. At the most, it's pumped 25%. But people are going to be running up. People are going to be running up thinking Pancake. Like, look, I'm telling you right now, right? Let's say you start dollar cost averaging into Pancake and all these projects. You start loading up now. By the time the bull run actually happens, which this was not the bull run, this is just a continuation, or I guess like an open up of the bull run, just bringing in the confidence. As we actually have the bull run begin, which I think could be, you know, towards the end of 2024, so leading into 2025, I think that's where the actual, you know, the biggest altcoin season is going to happen. Like, we will have altcoin season now, but I think the big one, in my opinion, could be when we have back in 2020, until we reach towards the end of 2024, right? And in the beginning of the year, right? Even if you see this right here, maybe this is the beginning of altcoin season. I don't know, but let's say it is, right? You could be probably expecting some pretty nice gains on this. And by the time, let's say Pancake Swap goes to $6 or $8, everybody's going to be having the same mentality as a Solana Moon Boys, right? Thinking it's going to go to 500 bucks. By that time, everybody's going to be thinking, you know, Pancake Swap might be reaching, you know, over $10. And as more people believe that, it's going to continue to pump. And once it reaches, let's say 30 bucks, people are like, oh, Pancake Swap is going to go to $40. And now you're selling at like 20 bucks because you bought it at $3. So you're going to be the one making the money, right? You're not going to be the one buying the top. And that's the kind of mentality you want to have when it comes to these tokens, is you want to be looking at these tokens while nobody's thinking about it. No one's really thinking about loading up on DeFi. I'm sure there's a few people out there, but most people are too distracted with the meme tokens right now. They're distracted with the Bitcoin ETF. They're distracted with that Bitcoin halving. They're distracted on all that instead of focusing on what can I go ahead and prepare myself, and what do I have control of, right? I just showed you the charts. What typically happens after Bitcoin dominance decrease, we see altcoins take off. We're seeing that. We saw Ethereum Classic pump over 30 to 40%. You don't think the people at XRP feel bad for not at least holding some Ethereum Classic, even though it's kind of viewed as a joke from the community? This thing has pumped more than XRP. See, or are you going to be judging who holds what tokens and who makes money on what tokens? Like, I don't care what the token's called. It could be called Poop Emu for all I care. But if it's pumping 200%, I'm going to make my money out of it, right? Look at Ethereum Classic on the 1 monthly, 45%. Not even something XRP has done. So this is the reason why you have to be, and the reason why Ethereum Classic has gone up, in my opinion, and will continue to go up. I think Ethereum Classic is going to be one of those tokens that will be going as high as these levels back over here that we had back in 2021, and that's even higher. Why? Because Grayscale is invested into Ethereum Classic. I could have sworn I heard some news of them dumping it. I could be wrong, but if they're still holding on to Ethereum Classic on their balance sheets, this thing's gonna go up higher, dude. This thing's gonna be at least worth over $300. Trust me on this. Over $300 Ethereum Classic is gonna be. Why? Because big money's in it. Follow the money. It's really that simple. Sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate yourself and, you know, oh, utility this, you know, utility that. No, dude, just follow what big money's doing, what venture capitals are doing. And most of them are invested into these higher cap altcoins that a lot of people are not putting their attention on. You know, like I wish I would have put my attention into Celestia, but I didn't. You know, a lot of people are missing out on CRO right now. CRO has a crypto.com arena. CRO is going to continue to go up. CRO is the beginning of CRO that we had. We even saw it go as high as freaking, what is it? Almost 70 cents? 89 cents. So we could almost assume there's a probability if they survive this whole entire FTX freaking craziness in the US as well, this thing's probably going to hit over $1. So I would be focusing on loading up on some CRO. I like crypto.com. They've improved so much on their freaking exchange. Even though they charge so much on fees, the fees are ridiculous, dude. The fees are freaking insane. But regardless of that, they have a freaking stadium. You know, they have the crypto.com stadium, which now that we have the ETF, that's going to be more marketing, more money. So they're going to continue to push more. They're going to be like in the tops of Coinbase and above, in my opinion. I think CRO is going to be as high as that. Probably as big as once FTX was. Maybe we might see, you know, CRO, crypto.com buy the arena that FTX once had. Probably in this next bull run, which would be more advertising, which would mean more money and more awareness into the market. So that's what I would be focusing on these DeFi tokens or these exchanges with their own tokens. That's what I would be focusing on. You know, obviously this is solely my opinion, not financial advice, but I do believe 2024 to 2025 there's going to be a lot of money to be made. But you just need to go ahead and focus on staying level-headed and don't get distracted by ETF news. Oh, Solana is going to the moon. Let's buy Solana. Let's buy Solana. Like, I hope a lot of you, because I know I heard a lot of you telling me that you guys were selling your Ethereum and going all in on Solana at these levels. Like, I really hope a lot of you took profits and made money, because it's going to suck if you sold your Ethereum and you bought Solana at the top when Solana is dumping and Ethereum will continue to pump. That would suck. You know, that would suck. I hope a lot of you didn't do that, but I know I got a lot of messages of people telling me, "Hey, John, should I sell I just sold all my Ethereum for Solana," and I was like, "Oh, snap, dude." I would have never done that. I would have probably sold some of it and bought some Solana if that's how bullish I was, but I don't know about going all in at the top. But I'm telling you, that's how retail usually goes. They go all in at the top. Same thing. If you did do that, don't be too harsh on yourself. Just learn from this experience and know not to do that next time. Anyways, chat, I hope all of you enjoyed this video today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't joined my Discord, I would recommend all of you to join my Discord. It's completely for free. It doesn't cost you a dime as of now. Let me go ahead and invite you to the server. Does not cost you $1. It's completely free at the moment. It will be free for long, so I definitely would recommend everybody to go ahead and check it out. You could actually find a lot of alpha here on the Discord. I'll go ahead and show you quickly right here. I did some TA here yesterday, BTC flipping bearish on short-term time frames. Watch out, crucial hold levels. And then I also announced that the Bitcoin ETF got approved. Why did I post this in the wrong channel? Posted this in the wrong chat. Anyways, we go over here onto the hot altcoin plays. I talked about XAI, a level 3 project on Arbitrium, launching on Binance today with a market cap of 140, aims to onboard billions onto Web3 gaming. So that could be the next token, XAI. So I provide a lot of value here for everybody who's in the Discord, completely for free. INJTA, we also have that. TIA, which is I think Celestia, if I'm not mistaken, TA. And I also have top trending altcoins that a lot of you are asking me, hey John, what are the tokens that I should be investing in, right? Pith, Glenn was talking about. This is supposed to be a Solana Oracle, which is a Link competitor, right? Amina, zero knowledge, level 1, privacy super light. And it tells you a little bit more about these tokens right here, what you should be exposed to, Cock Inu possibly. And you could get all this information joining my Discord. Look at this list right here, top trending altcoins. And I haven't shared this with anybody but the people in the community. That's completely for free. I haven't even made any videos. No videos have been made on any of these tokens as of yet. Like, I literally just made a video yesterday that I'm going to be uploading today, and I will be editing it. And all the information that you just got from me right now, you got a lot of alpha live today on live stream. But in order for you to get this kind of information for free is just by literally joining the Discord that I just shared the link to, and you can go ahead and take advantage of that. A lot of the community members, such as Dabmaster, Glenn, they all go ahead and help each other out. Everybody goes in there and ask questions with anything. So I would highly recommend it. A lot of very intelligent individuals here, smarter than me, which I think is the best, right? Surround yourself with smarter people, and we share and help each other with alpha, right? So I would recommend all of you to go ahead and join with that link. It is on the live stream. As always, make sure to smash that like button for me. And I do want to go ahead and say thank you all for helping me finally getting monetized. I really do freaking appreciate it. I'm officially now monetized. So application went through yesterday, and I actually just got that approval. So if you want to support the channel right now completely for free, smash that like button for me, or go ahead and use my BingX link down below. MEXC right now, these two platforms are no KYC, and Bybit being one of the best does require KYC. And for those always asking me for a VPN, go ahead and use NordVPN with 69% off and 3 months extra just for all of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope all of you have a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and hopefully you take care, Ryan. Hopefully you're doing well, and see you all later on.